Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do the next question, which is our integer to Roman. In previous video we have done Roman to integer, and there we have converted the Roman numbers to their respective integer values, and here it is integer to Roman. So this question is almost similar to previous one. All the content is similar. The symbol is differences. We have been given an integer and we have to convert it to Roman numeral. So let's read this question again to understand better. So we have been given a Roman numeral are represented by seven different symbols I, V, X, L, C, D, and M, and here are the symbols and their respective values. Now for example, 2 is written as 2 in Roman numerals double I, just two ones added together. 12 is written as X double I, which is simply X plus double I. The number 27 is written as double X V double I, which is double X plus V plus double I. So Roman numerals are usually written largest to smallest from left to right. So as you are seeing that what it is all written is like that is the higher one is previous and the lower one is after that. And you can see that what we are doing in order to get the value we are adding these values. However, the numeral for 4 is not 4 times I. Instead the number 4 is written as IV. Because the 1 is before the 5 is subtracted making 4, the same principle applies to number 9, which is written as ix. So here you can see that there is a difference for these two, that is 4 and 9, and in here the smaller one is before the larger one, and because of this, to get the value we are subtracting the smaller one. So here you can see that v is subtracted, I is subtracted from v. Similarly, I is subtracted from x to get 9. So it is finally giving the six instances where this is going to occur. That means we have to subtract the values. Here it is 4, 9, 40, 90, 400, and 900. So this is the question and all the conditions as you have previously also understood. Now let's see how we can solve this question. So let's take the example 14 and let's try to make convert it into Roman numeral. So to write this, you can simply say that first take the maximum value which is possible from this symbol and value table. So the maximum value which can be get from this 14 is 10. So you can extract 10 and you can write it as x. Now the next is going to be 4. So the 4 cannot be written as triple I because we have I in here. So what you can do, you can directly save the value for 4 which is equals to IV, because there is no other way to get IV. Okay, so we are going to store IV in here, which is equals to which value 4. So with these values we are also going to include this 4. Now if we include this 4, so when you are at the 4 you can directly check and you can directly add IV, so you will get xiv. So that's how you can get the value for 14. Now let's take another example which is 19. So for this also you can say the maximum which you can take from this table is 10. So you write 10. Now you are left with 9. So 9 can be distributed as 5 plus 4. So as you have already stored 4 in the table, you can write at 5v plus iv. But if you write this, here it is x, then you will get x v I v. But it is not a correct representation for 19. The correct representation for 19, as you know, is what value, which is ix xix. And how you will get this value? You will get this value by 10x and the value for 9. The what is it numeral value for 9? It is ix. So there is no other way similar to 4 to get the value for 9. So we are going to directly store ix in value this. So you have already stored iv. We have also stored ix. The values are respectively 4 and 9. Now you can see that by these two examples you can clearly see that if you can store these six values, because they are going to come in different scenarios, if you can store this, then you can simply get the values for all the numbers in its so you can get the value for all the numbers to convert in the Roman numerals. So we are going to the same. We are going to store all the values, which is symbol, and all the six these symbols. So what we are going to do is that we are going to store these given symbols and these six extra symbols in our table, and using that table we are going to distribute our nums and get the Roman numeral value. So let's see how we are going to do that. So for this purpose, what we can do is, so let's first store this value. So here the values we have stored. So first what we have done, so we have stored all the values and their respective symbols into vectors. First is of type int and second is of type string. So here you can see that m is stored where the respective value 1000 here from here, and next you can see that I use cm, which is coming from this six scenarios, cm which is equals to 900. So I've included all these values and all six values in these two vectors. Now using these two vectors we are going to distribute our nums and in smaller and smaller pieces and get the correct Roman numeral value from them. So let's take the initialize one string. So we're going to initialize one string ans, and let's initialize this to empty string. Now what we can do, so we have to distribute it into first maximum possible value. So for this we can run a loop in this vector b, and from a starting point, that's why I have taken the maximum at the start to check if our num is greater than or equals to this value or not. If it is greater than or equals to this value, then we can take directly m and subtract this value 1000 from num. Then again we will check if it is again equals to or greater than, then again we write m. That's how we are going to move on to all these values by checking one by one. Now we have decided to run a for loop, so let's run a for loop, and starting from first position until when we can run. So we are going to run until, so we cannot run from this point to this point because we do not need, until when we get our num equals to 0 we can stop. Let's assume the num equals to 1900. So you will first get this value equal, so you write m, then again you are left with 900, you write cm. Now your num is equals to 0, there is no value left, so you will stop. So for this we are going to take a condition which is until our num is greater than 0. We are going to run this loop and I plus plus. Now we are going to check one condition in while our num is greater than equals to which value vi, as I have already stated that we are going to check this. And if this exists, then first we have to add this value which is present in our vector string s to our answer string. So we are going to do ans plus equals to which value si. So we have added the value respective to that value. Now we have to decrease the nums with that value. So we are going to do uh, num minus equals to which value vi. Now this is going to work for our all the conditions because we have included all the scenarios. Now let's return it. So you're going to return ans. Now let's run this. So it is accepted successfully. Now let's submit this. So it is successfully accepted. So this is the question for today, and we have converted the integer to Roman numerals. So that's all for today. Thank you all.